Well,
All right, if everybody's ready, we'll just go ahead and have Coach Kelsey start us off with an opening statement.
I mean, it was a magical day. It was special. The atmosphere was unbelievable. We honored a phenomenal group of young men that have done a lot to lift up this city and to reestablish the Louisville basketball brand, which, you know, as we all know, its rightful place is amongst the best teams in the country. I give the crowd today so much credit for obviously the impact they had in the game, their belief in us. I thought the fact that they stayed, and it seemed like everybody was there. I mean, it was packed afterwards for that ceremony, and that meant a lot to those guys. It meant a lot to me as a head coach. You know, Kyle's done a great job with that team. I feel bad, and I want to say this publicly, and I'll say it to him privately as well. Probably didn't handle the substitutions the right way where I was trying to get those guys honored in the end. Probably not the right thing to do in terms of, you know, kind of disrespecting your opponent a little bit. So I apologize for that, and I'll be better moving forward. But, you know, you guys know me in these press conferences. You always want to ask me questions about, you know, the postseason and things like that, and I'm only worried about the next team. For one day, you have me in a day where I don't know who the next team we're playing is. So this is kind of one time where I'm like, I don't know who I'm preparing for right now. So you can kind of take a deep breath and get above the trees. And I always tell our guys, you know, perspective from when they walked in for summer one in June 5th. We broke the year down into these segments, and we just focused on that segment. It was summer one, summer two, then it was fall pre-practice, then it was preseason practice, then it was non-conference, then it was conference, and then it's ACC tournament, and the last one would be the NCAA tournament, which that one doesn't matter right now. It's our sole focus is on the ACC. But when you look back over that journey, it's been a fun one with a really, really special group of men and women as part of our 25 strong, and I'm blessed to be their coach.
Go with questions for Coach Kelsey. Raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Right, go ahead.
instead of asking you to look forward, ask you to look back. Before the season started, did you think 25-6, 18-2 in the ACC was possible, and you exceeded what you even thought?
I mean, I told somebody the other day, I'm convinced we're going to lose every single game. It's just how I prepare. I think that fear of not preparing and not putting our guys in the best position puts me in this maniacal mode to just kind of do what I do. It's you know, sometimes your greatest strength can be your greatest weakness. You got to kind of be able to balance that a little bit. But no, I mean, I always. That's just how I am. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's probably not very healthy. I'd like always see all the ways that number 42 for Stanford could have 90 on us, because he can't get 90 because nobody ever does, but he's a problem. And so no, I never thought that we'd win a certain number of games or this or this. I mean, I have a confidence and a belief in who we are, what we do as a staff, and what we do in terms of building our program. And so it usually works out for us, but man, I didn't think we'd be in this position right now, but it's been so much fun. You know, like I said, I was just kind of Joe Bag of Donuts, mid-major guy, and Josh Hurd took a chance on me. And, you know, the fear of letting your guys down in preparation is one of those things, but like, you know, just working your butt off every day to make Josh look good, that he made a good hire. That motivates me every single day. And he's a great leader. He's become a great confidant and a friend of mine. And he's doing an unbelievable job of leading this athletic department. And, you know, so when I sit here today, when I don't know who the next game is, it is a little bit of that sense of like, you know, he could have hired a million other people that were probably more qualified than I. He took a chance on me, and we've done right by him. So now it's the next thing. Let's go to the ACC tournament and work our butts off to be able to climb up a ladder and cut down nets. You know, there's no guarantee. We just got to win that first game, whoever the heck that is.
Coach, I know you said that, you put this team together, you went out there, you recruited guys, but until you get them on the court and you get them out there, you really don't know what you have together as a group.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about this team as kind of the benchmark moving forward for every other team. You only have one first team. So how important is what this team did do for you moving forward?
Well, I've had 13 of them now as a head coach, and it's like
Well, at Louisville.
at Louisville, yeah. Oh gosh, you're right. I mean, I've said this before. A bunch of guys are from parts all over the world that didn't know each other from anything, and we asked them to love each other on day one. It's weird for a bunch of 21, 22, 19-year-old guys that are, I got teenagers. They're too cool a lot, You need to love him. Right? It's the uncommon commitment to the guy next to you. And in today's day and age with NIL and money involved and the aspect of professional sports that we're in, and people ask me, I don't know, is it going to change? It's like, we're not changing. It's about us. It's about winning. It's about your teammate. And if you're not about that, don't come here. And I give my staff a lot of credit for identifying those type of guys, and that's the type of locker room that we have. They're a joy to coach.
Brooks.
Yeah, you talked about, since day one, showing the guys that little PowerPoint presentation about trying to get them to understand just what this program means. So to go from that moment to then, to have a guy like, a Chucky today, I kissed the Cardinal bird.
How cool was that?
As he's getting checked out. How does that make you feel as a coach to feel as if, they finally got the message, just how much this program means to Chucky to do that today?
Because I feel, even though these guys are here for 1 year, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for the fan base, but gosh darn, I think they're going to be beloved and revered and held up and remembered for a long, long time. And how cool is that? I mean, Chucky had a magnificent career at Wisconsin. He hit the shot to win the Big Ten title, maybe as a freshman. I don't know if it was a sophomore. Went to multiple NCAA tournaments. I mean, Greg Gard's a phenomenal coach, and that's a great program. And he was a major part of that. And and he's got a special place in his heart for that place. But for him to come here and go all in on being a Louisville Cardinal, even though it's 1 year, and to walk out there before he checks out for the last time and kiss the floor, that is storybook. And I'm so glad that those guys and Chucky had that moment today, because it was special.
As you kind of alluded to, senior night is drastically different from when you got into coaching, and you guys were there 4 years, and this team is totally different in that respect. So how special is this group to you, given all of the challenges you had putting them together and then getting... Yeah,
I mean, it's been... My life has been nuts for the last 11 and a half months. Awesome. I mean, one of the most exhilarating, exciting times of my professional life, but there's so much that goes into taking a new job and moving your family and the emotional parts of that, and the effort that goes into building the program back up. And again, you take a moment right now, take a deep breath and go, man, what a journey. And these guys were a part of that, and I'll feel indebted to them and tied to them and connected to them because of what they did and what they've accomplished in this city and lifting it up again. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. But they're not done. I mean, obviously they're not done. Like, these guys are hungry. There wasn't even like a big celebration in there. It was like, next thing, right? That's the off day tomorrow. Find out who we play by tomorrow, and then we'll turn our attention to preparation, and we'll just be about the next thing and going down to Charlotte, trying to win an ACC championship. So I hate when you guys make me start like talking about something else besides the next thing, but you caught me today. You got me.
Yeah, Pat, I did want to ask you about the next thing. You brought up the ACC tournament. How do you see that stacking up?
I mean, I really haven't given it one thought, because it was just Stanford. Josh asked me earlier in the week, hey, are you all set for the tournament, logistics, tickets? I go, Josh, I have no idea. Where's it at? You know what I mean? So, I knew it was in Charlotte, but.
You played all the teams, though, so
Yeah, but in terms of like the seeding and stuff, I haven't taken 1 second to go like, okay, here's the 3 or 4 teams we may play based on. I haven't. I have no idea. So, I have great respect for every coach in this conference and for every single team, and I know whatever game we play, you might know the 3 or 4 we might play. I have no clue. It's going to be a really, really tough game because they all are.
Earlier, I asked Terrence about experiencing this moment with his son.
Yeah.
And I started to know, what it's like for you to experience that with yours.
Yeah, man. Thanks for bringing that up. What a special moment. He walks out with his newborn son, his namesake. Just see him with those big dimples and that big smile on his face when he walked out. And he's just such a neat kid. He's going to be an extraordinary dad. And then you asked me to be able to share this journey with my children and my son. My girls don't want to be at practice every day. You know what I mean? They don't. My son, he does. And, it's like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. I don't want to, talk about it because, I don't want it to stop because that cat wants to be in the Kiever Center every day. He gets picked up from his school, and he comes to the practice facility every day. How cool is that? Stands next to me at the national anthem. How cool is that? The greatest responsibility I have in my life is to be the best father that I can be. And the job my wife does at home, raising those kids and who they're turning out to be is a tip of the cap to her. But man, it's so cool. And again, that's Dr. Schatzel and Josh Hurd lets me do that. And I think I'm the best version of myself as a professional and as a coach because they allow the family and the professional life to kind of mix like that. So it's special. But thanks for asking.
Yeah, focusing back on this game today, you guys gave up. We gave up 18 points in the first half. I asked the players about just things that were working for you all on that end of the court, and Terrence said they kind of came down to you guys fixing things. Things that you thought that you could do defensively, but then when the game starts and you realize you can't do that. Could you speak to maybe on what some of those fixes were for you all to be able to really hold them in the first half and build up that lead?
We took post trap on and off, right? Because he's a very, very good post player. So sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. We varied up our ball screen coverage. We were being aggressive and affecting the ball and jumping the ball, and then we kind of went to a curveball a little bit and didn't jump it as much because they used the pick and roll to obviously attack and score, but he's a major threat going gravity toward the rim and gravity away from the rim because he can shoot it so well. You saw some of those threes he reined in today. So he makes you, and Kyle's a really good coach, and he makes you make tough decisions on how you're going to guard that pick and roll because you're susceptible to the pick and pop. And then it allows him to get into the post and get deep post position. So our guys do a great job of adjustments. Sometimes the adjustments come from them. I thought Brian, as you know, our defense coordinator, does a good job with that. And they're like, I got a bunch of coaches. James Scott took this game personal now. Obviously 42 is decorated, and he should be. He's a pro, but I always just focus on the next thing. I think I found out that James was kind of doing some Stanford scouting over the last 2 weeks or so because there's no way he could have come in 10 minutes after the game and already knew 5 or 6 things that he wanted to do to defend that kid in the post. So that's just the type of basketball savant that he is. But they're all like that. And when we make adjustments, they make them really well. I told you guys a long time ago at a press conference, it amazed me when we went into the first workouts in the summer, and I was like, putting a couple things in. They were like, bop, 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 got it. I'm like, holy cow. And I think that's one of the things that makes them a really good group.
Go ahead, Brooks.
Yeah, and then one more for me is that Rain, he had a boot on today during the game, took it off for senior day. Just how is he doing? And, that moment with him being, the white bear that you coached for all 4 years, I'm out of this group. What is the status of heading into next week's tournament?
I don't have an update. Obviously, Katie could answer that better, but he's a tough kid and he's going to get treatment like crazy, and hopefully he'll be ready to go. But I got no update on that. Yeah, I've seen him go from a boy to a man. If you saw some of the pictures, when somebody sent a picture the other day, he's going to kill me for saying this. We should find it, put it on social media. It was like right when he got to Charleston, he's like, first time traveling away from home, the other side of the world. And we're like, hey, man, you should go to the beach. So he goes to the beach with a couple of the guys, and they took a picture. He looks like he's 11. Looks like Johnny. And just to see how he's developed, as a person, as a basketball player. He's a special kid. It's awesome to have his family in from Australia for this. Heartbroken for him that he didn't get to be on the court today and experience. I mean, he did, but he wasn't out there, and I know that hurt him a lot. And there's very few guys I've ever coached that's tougher. So, you bank on that kid's going to work his butt off over the next however many days to hopefully be ready to go when we get to Charlotte.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Early. It's football. It's never comes. I'm not going to